Hey, my name's James Nicholson. You're getting 2 videos today. You've already had one, but you've got another one because I thought this was really important to share and a lot of viewers will be interested on this. But there's a chance this will be totally out of date tomorrow because, as you guys love to tell me in the comments, one day we're saying interest rates are going up, the next day they're going down, then they're going sideways. There's different data on house prices, and that's just the way it is at the moment. I'm sorry about that. But let's get into the information here because there's a number of big lenders that have slashed their interest rates, and it's good news for lenders right now. So before we jump into that, make sure if you haven't done already, you subscribe and hit the bell notification. And if you didn't in the last video or the next video you're going to watch, make sure you smash that like button, guys. Our goal collectively, I can't do this alone. You guys can help me do this. We're trying to get 100,000 views in August. We got 85,000 views in July. Let's get 100,000. How you can help is by smashing that like button because that really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. So what's going on? Well, a number of lenders have started dropping their interest rates. Now they know already tomorrow the Bank of England is likely to put interest rates up. That's just a given, right? The dependency is what's going to happen tomorrow. Are we going to go up 0.25% or are we going to go up 0.5%? That's going to be interesting to see that. So what is going on? Well, the swap rates have dropped again, which is good. And that's what the bank borrow money at, right? And so the Bank of England base rate has a somewhat determines what interest rate you will get. But banks have something called a swap rate, and that's the rate that they borrow money at. And that has dropped recently. We talked a few days ago about HSBC. They have dropped. They were the first major lender that dropped their interest rates to get more competitive. You see, when lenders are struggling a little bit at the moment is they're not able to lend money because there are less buyers in the market. There are less people that are remortgaging because people are just sitting on a good deal. Less transactions are happening and they make a good chunk of their money on fees when you do deals. So lenders right now are looking to get more deals. And so this day and age, a lot of people are driven by price comparison sites. Money Supermarket, Compare the Market. I use brokers and they will also have a similar thing, right? So the broker, when I'm looking for a deal, will always just bring me what's the best deal. And so these lenders have to negotiate and get better rates and do a little bit so they show up as the best deal. Because if NatWest has a rate of 2% and HSBC have one at 4%, I'm not going to go with HSBC. That's just a given, right? And so that's good, and that's a free market, and that's what we want, these guys competing. So HSBC started this last week, and now other lenders are following suit, which is good. So NatWest have done some great drops already. And so NatWest, on their 5-year deal, have gone from 5.84 down to 5.54. 30 basis points. Now, that's all right. That's pretty good. It's not the best, as in, yes, we could go back to 2% rates. I would love that just as much as you guys would. But it is good that these guys are starting to get a little bit more competitive in the market. That means tomorrow's interest rate rise might not make much impact on the actual rates that you get at the end of the day, because these guys are now starting to battle a little bit to give you a better rate, which is really, really positive. It also shows that banks are looking at this saying, we feel that we could be near the peak of the interest rates now, and the money that they're borrowing just got a little bit cheaper as well. So that's all positive. What it also shows, in my opinion, is that keep pushing the interest rates up isn't necessarily going to have that much an impact on inflation. And so the government wants to show that they're doing something, or the Bank of England have to show that they're doing something, because inflation in the UK is still crazy high. We're at 7.9%. No one is anywhere near that level. And so that's kind of embarrassing for them, but has a big impact on us as a country as well. So Who else is taking part in this dropping of rates? Halifax, big lender. I can't remember. I need to look at this. Who the mortgage works are. So one of the cheaper lenders out there is the mortgage works. I think that's Halifax. One of you can tell me in the comments below. And so Halifax have dropped their rate by 0.18%. So slightly less than NatWest, but I'll take it. Especially if you're on an interest-only mortgage, it makes a little bit of a difference. It also, what is important, and I've said this a number of times on this channel, is it's giving us a little bit more predictability, right? It's giving us a little bit more predictability. Just a quick side tangent. I've got an offer agreed today on a property, and I'll hopefully get you a video tour of that property very soon. It's in Dorking, and that was a great deal. And what's interesting is the numbers stack up really well on this deal because I'm going into that deal with the rates that they are today. Where it gets a little bit more scary for investors is older deals that you did and you stack those numbers on a 2% interest rate, then you're going to go to 6%. That's an alarming kind of deal there. But when you're buying something now, if it stacks now, you're less likely to get a tripling of the interest rates, which is what buy-to-let landlords have had. Some of us have got deals at 2%, some people even less, and now you're looking at a 6% rate. On interest only, that means your payments have tripled. But if you buy a deal today, you get it below market value, which I have done. I'll give all the details on this new deal once I've got exchange, because I don't want someone to try and take that deal from under me. But once I've got that deal, I'm pretty much done on it now, and it's going to be a cash purchase, so it'll be pretty quick. I'm going to share that with you on the channel if you want me to, so comment below if you're interested in that. But what I'm saying is, we will buy that cash, we'll then put a mortgage on that deal, and what that works on the numbers today, because we've got a significant discount, and I'm not so worried that that rate is going to go from 6% to 18%. Whereas that's kind of how it is been for landlords, where you've had a 2% rate and it goes to 6%, that's tripling. Now the rate would need to go up to 18% for my payments to triple. Does that make sense? So anyway, back to this. So Halifax, they've done that. Virgin actually have got the best deal at the moment. This is only deals offered through a broker with Virgin. They're quite clear on that. You can't find this on the comparison sites. But they've knocked off 0.41%, which is pretty decent. Nearly 0.5% there, which is a decent saving, right? Especially if you're a buy-to-let investor and you're on an interest-only mortgage. So look, I know some of you in the comments, when we say something like, oh, look, there's 0.25% off, you're like, that's nothing. Well, it is something. It is something, actually, and it is an indicator that the market is getting a little bit more competitive. That's what we want. We want these banks competing for our business. That means that they won't rip us off as much as they could in the market. When lending's down, they want to lend money. They want to get the good deals through their books, and so they will be a little bit more competitive in order to get that deal. So I think this is a positive sign. It's not the end of the difficult times by any means, but I do think it gives us that little bit more predictability. I don't think going forward, you're going to go from a 6% rate that you can get on some of these deals now. I don't think you're going to start paying 12%. And so if you think about it, that's better. It's going to give us a little more certainty. Then the market, the price will start coming through, and you'll be able to see these are what the prices are going to end up. We don't know. Could the market crash 20%, 30%, 40%? No one knows for sure. But once we've got more stable interest rates, then you'll start to see what is the real price that we're going to end up at. People will start doing transactions. They'll be willing to take deals and stuff like that. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I wanted to get this one out. Yes, tomorrow it might be all totally different and this might all be out the window, but do comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for everyone that comments on the channel. Do check out all the other content. That will help us get to the 100,000 views. So why don't you go and check out this video. Before you do it, give it a like, then go and check out this video right here.